Hi my angels, it's Hailey Reese, and today's video is one that you guys have been highly requesting me to talk about, and it's also one that I feel, I don't know if passionate is the word or if, I don't know how to explain it, but I just feel like I really want to share with you guys what I think of this. I really want to help anybody who might be going through something similar, or just kind of give my own personal opinion on it. I recognize I'm not an expert. I never try to make myself sound like I know more than anybody or I'm better than anybody, but I have had a lot of experience with spirits and the spirit world, as you guys know, and some of them have been better than others. And that, along with all of the research that I do daily into all things paranormal and unbelievable and supernatural, I think that I have a pretty good idea as to what's going on here. And even if I don't know exactly, I have so many things that I really want to say about this and talk about. But for a second, let's backtrack as to how this video even came about. So I've been so busy lately between getting ready to move, between trying to keep up with my 25 days of Reesemas, trying to keep my content interesting and consistent, and also working on Daily Hailey for you guys, which is coming come the new year, that I haven't really been able to keep up with every single big YouTuber's new and latest videos. So the other day, I look at my Instagram comments, I look at my Instagram DMs, I look at my tweets, I look at my emails, and everyone is asking me, Hailey, what do you think of Tana Mongeau's video talking about her sleep paralysis and her experience with a demon-like entity? And I was like, wait, what are they talking about? And it wasn't until Loie texted me about an hour later saying, Hailey, girl, have you seen Tana's latest video? And I said, no, I haven't yet. Like, everyone's asking me about it. What's it about? And she says, I really have a strong feeling this is 10 million % happening to her, and it's really, really scary. Now, Loie and I both, I would have to say, given everything we've been through in life, have a pretty good judgment of when someone's telling the truth. I mean, we have a pretty good judgment of character in general, I'd like to think. And while we're not always right on things, we normally go off of vibes. And I watched the video and she watched the video, and we both feel that this is a very real thing. And I got so many thoughts while watching this video that I just wanted to respond to you guys asking me and just get it off my chest what I think is going on, because it's very, very scary. So first and foremost, sleep paralysis doesn't always necessarily have to do with a demonic or evil entity. Some people experience sleep paralysis in other ways. Nonetheless, like Tana mentioned in her video, it is absolutely terrifying. It is bone chilling. I personally, luckily, have never experienced sleep paralysis. I have experienced astral projection and out-of-body experiences with things similar to what she's talking about, but I haven't physically experienced that pain of not being able to move your body but feeling everything. There's so many different things to do with this video that I want to touch on, but I'm going to kind of take you guys through my thought process as I was watching this video, because it goes to a lot of different places. I mean, it's pretty clear that Tana's mind is in a million different places concerning this, and that completely makes sense to me. So the first thing that I want to take note on is that Tana acknowledged in the first quarter of her video that this spirit or this thing would only be within her own bed, and when she would travel to different places or go elsewhere, this thing wouldn't follow her. Now it appears that it's getting stronger and it's happening when people are around more and things like that. But the first thing that I thought was, okay, so it's not really as bad as it could be. Like, a lot of times when a demon or a really demonic entity forms an attachment to somebody, be it because they want to possess them or torment them or whatever their goal is, they'll stick with them, and no matter where they go, no matter where they are, and they will continue following them. There's really no escaping it. So when she first said that it doesn't follow her to other places other than her own bed and her own place, I was like, whew, okay, so maybe it's just like that negative spirit she said the psychic twins felt that was murdered, and maybe he's an angry, bad-intentioned, negative entity, and he's kind of formed an attachment to her, so when she's in the home, he gets on her and he wants to, or she, sorry, I think she mentioned it's a she. Whatever it is, this spirit wants to be on her and harming her while she's within the home. Later in the video, my opinion on this kind of changes, but that was my initial thought. Then it gets into the fact that Tana talks about how Ashley and her and all of their friends had actually saged the house, and things didn't get better, things got worse. And that is where I started to get concerned and started to feel like this could be a demonic entity, and let me tell you why. Saging can be such a powerful tool. It can be such a great thing. It can get rid of negative spirits, spirits that are trapped, spirits that have like this like low vibrational energy, and it can cleanse them out of your space. When you are dealing with a demon, saging can do the exact opposite. It can make it angrier, stronger, more violent, and more driven to continue to do what it's doing, because now it knows you're trying to get rid of it. But unfortunately, at that level of a low vibration, it is stronger than just that one saging. It often requires somebody with experience, such as a priest or someone of those sorts, to get in there and remove it. The second red flag that I had while watching this video that made me feel like this was actually a demon around her was the fact that she said, when she said Jesus, it disintegrated. And that really, really frightened me. And when she moved on to say that when she was experiencing another form of sleep paralysis, and it took the form of someone that she had a crush on and was saying all these things and singing her song lyrics and whatever else, and then it repeated her prayers and said none of that matters. Demons tend to use a tactic of making you feel like your faith isn't strong enough. It's a form of beating you down, because there is nothing that a negative spirit, that a demonic presence, something like that loves more than to watch your faith lower. Somebody high in faith, somebody high in energy, somebody high in spirit, it becomes a challenge for a demon to possess and torment and get into their minds. When you start to take away somebody's faith and make them believe that their faith isn't enough, saying none of that matters, you praying doesn't matter, I'm here, I'm gonna get you, and I can, and I am right now. It's a mental and spiritual game that this entity is playing in order to break down your spiritual walls and to make you feel helpless. The lower your faith starts to drop, the lower you start to feel good about your religion or the universe or the white light of protection, the easier it is for this thing to keep getting in there. Now, I don't want to touch on this subject too much, but I do want to mention it. She said that this spirit tries to get intimate with her and she feels it. Research into this if you're interested. It is a very real thing. There are people who have ghosts that have physically done things with them, and they have, like she's mentioned, you know, bruising and swollen tissue and things like that, and it is a real thing in the spiritual world. I haven't done too much research into it because the whole concept is very frightening and invasive and scary to me, but that is not like a far-fetched thing. Like, Tana's like, this makes me sound insane. I understand, she's not me. She doesn't talk about this stuff on the internet all the time and sound insane, but if you look into the paranormal world, it's actually not as insane as you think, and people claim it happens very, very often. Now, the fact that Tana says all of this always happens either at 3 a.m. or 3:30 a.m. is alarming, because like I said, that is when the spiritual veil between their world and our world is the thinnest. And it's a time where negative entities grow stronger. And so it really does concern me and frighten me that that is when this is happening, and it really scares me that it's trying to use the tactic of manipulating her personal faith and trying to take away that one thing that is strong. I've told you guys before, in the spiritual world in general, intention is everything. If you truly believe that your white light is going to protect you and that this negative thing can't get into your white light, your power of intention, your high vibration in that faith is stronger than you even imagine. If the word Jesus to Tana is what makes her feel like God is with her and God is getting rid of this negative thing, that intention, that positive high vibration is getting rid of this thing, because Tana's spiritually strong. Now, I want to talk about the bruises quickly. I have had paranormal experiences where I have had marks on me as well. I haven't done the story time on it yet, but I talked about the fact that in my second childhood home, the one that my mom bought after I left my grandparents, there was like this really mean female spirit that lived in the basement, and I would never ever go down there alone, and if I did, I would run up those stairs so quick and I could like feel her behind me. I still think about this day, and I still get like really, really nervous about it. But one time I woke up in the night and I saw her standing next to my bed and she was angry and she grabbed onto my arm in this like dreamlike state, and I was like freaking out and screaming, and my mom came in and flicked the light on and she wasn't there. The next day my mom was like, Hailey, what happened to your arm? Because mind you guys, I was young. It's not normal for fingerprints like this to be appearing on your arm. And my mom asked me about it and I was like, the woman in my room did it. And like I've always told you guys, my mom isn't really somebody who always likes to believe in the paranormal world. Ever since we stayed at the Ottawa jail hostel and she heard those voices in my footage, I think she has a new perspective on spirits now. But she thought that maybe in the night I had like grabbed my own arm and done it and dreamt it and whatever else, because she knew she was the only one home with me that night. My sister was sleeping in her room. My sister's fingers weren't that big, and she didn't think that anyone had done it. So ghosts actually can bruise you and they can physically harm you. I have so much I want to say on this. I guess my main thing is that I really hope that Tana keeps her spiritual vibrations high, stays on a positive, keeps her faith, and understands that she is more powerful than anything. But at the end of the day, it's really important, you guys, that when it gets to this point and saging is making it worse and only making this thing stronger and angrier and more violent, that you seek out the help of somebody who knows what they're doing. And if she trusts a priest, then she should do that. She needs to protect herself with the white light. She needs to make sure that she does take this really seriously and understand the progression of it. I mean, it started out that it wasn't always happening and it wasn't bruising her and getting violent, and it's slowly progressing. And with any sort of demonic force, it will start out at one place and it will head to another. And if it's trying to possess her or it's trying to harm her, you don't want to let it get to that place. At the end of the day, any spirit who makes you feel terrified, who makes you feel afraid, who is leaving bruises on your body, who is waking you up at 3:30 in the morning, who tells you that your faith doesn't matter, who gets angrier when you're saging, is not one you want around. So whether or not it is demonic or it is just a negative spirit, she needs to get rid of it and she needs to stay strong, because you don't want spirits like that around. You really, really don't. And you don't want to let them stick around for longer than they should, because the longer they stay with you, the easier they can get into your head and manipulate you and try to break your faith down. Well, you guys, that's basically the summary of my opinions. I could sit here and talk about what I think she should do, what I think of the video, what I think of the situation, but at the end of the day, I believe her. I know how scary the paranormal world is. I know how it really messes with your head, and she seems like she's really distraught over it. And at the end of the day, I never want somebody to fear. And I think the saddest part is the spiritual world is not all like this, and it's really sad when a demonic or negative entity forms an attachment. And I really, really, from the bottom of my heart, hope that if this is 1000% what she's enduring and it's escalating the way she says it is, she needs to get the help now, because if it is a demon or if it is a negative entity with demonic intentions, it's really important that she doesn't let it escalate to wherever it's trying to take her. Well, you guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. So many of you were asking me what I thought about it. So many of you guys were interested to see if I believed her and what I thought about it. And at the end of the day, I don't like to believe that people lie about this stuff. It's a really serious thing. It's scary. The spirit world is no joke. And I never want people to experience these types of negative things. You know that. I always try to preach to keep these types of things away, because I never want anybody to experience that. On that note, like I said, I am totally not a professional. I'm not sitting here saying I'm a know-it-all and it is this and it is that. I just wanted to tell you guys, based off of my experiences and my research, what I thought could be going on and kind of share my opinion. But on that note, if you're new to my channel or you are just not yet subscribed but you do enjoy my videos, I would love it if you would press that subscribe button. I post a ton of videos. I'm uploading every day from now till Christmas. I upload almost every day to begin with, and I would love it. And if you did enjoy it, I would really appreciate it if you would give this video a big thumbs up, because it makes my heart really, really happy and I just super appreciate it. So please do that. Remember, my loves, do all things with kindness. And until next time, I love you.